stand for the report. It was lengthy, I read every bit of it, but it was really good and informative. Three-part question. How did you arrive at the division of $4.8 million for the clubhouse and the rest for tennis, golf, and swimming? Have you met with the Bill Design Company yet to know if this $4.8 million is going to be what you expect? Could you renovate for $4 million and use the remaining sum for the family activities, which we keep saying is vital to our new members?
So the answer to that question is not Dan, because Dan didn't come up with those numbers. That was the board. Okay. Thank you. So in terms of coming up with the dollar values, that was the board that came up with those numbers. It was really all driven off of the 5.5 million total number. We did our own cash flow modeling in terms of what the amount of time or what we call cushion, and for those of you that are in the financial field, it's something like capitalized interest. How long could we stay afloat at various membership losses with our cash position? We modeled those out at 5 million, 5.5, and 6. And we just didn't quite feel as comfortable at the $6 million number. We thought that we would be taking maybe a little too much risk. So that's where the 5.5 million came from. In terms of did we meet with design build teams? Yes, we have. We engaged 4 different design build teams. The teams were a company called Centair, coupled with a company called Z-Design. Now, Z-Design, you may recall, was the architect that helped us the first time around. We also engaged a company named Hyder, who is currently working on Red Rocks, a company called Wayner, who partnered with an outside architect firm called Studio DH Consultants, and Calcom, all of whom are very reputable builders, all of whom have experience in this area and others. They all put together, and that's kind of what has been dictating the process. They all put together very detailed plans, and a group of, I think, 25 members, board members, staff, et cetera, came last night, and I think we're probably here for 5, 6, 7 hours, felt like, I don't know. But they all came and gave very detailed presentations last night. And so the short answer is, yes, we are comfortable, having seen what we saw last night, that $4.8 million number gets us what we need to do. It gets us a clubhouse that can be touched front to back, can be updated, consistent theme, consistent feel, gives us the amenities that we just saw in terms of the research we've done, gives us fitness facilities, gives us dedicated kids' tween rooms that give us those kid activities that you were talking about. That's part of the clubhouse, as well as it did being part of some of the outdoor expenditures. Gives us an interface between our clubhouse amenities and our outdoor amenities. So when we're talking about the new golf practice facilities, we're going to have a better interface between the member areas and where those are on the west side. Gives us the updated western view with the dining. Gives us the better sense of arrival with the porte cochere. They came to the table and they showed us that they could get it done. You ask about lesser amounts for the clubhouse. The answer is no. They're basically telling us that they need that money, that 4.8, because that's what allows them to touch the whole place and do the job. You know, could they do it with less? Yeah, but you can come through and scrape the ceiling and paint it. That's not changing the market offer. Okay, what we have learned from these people is we need to present an offering to the market that is going to appeal to today's private club member, which means we need to fundamentally upgrade the experience for our members and for those people who are new and coming in the door. And that 4.8 million was what was identified to do that, and that's what those people have relied on. The 200,000 for the swimming area, you talked about family, swimming and tennis, excuse me. You talked about family amenities. That's going to allow us to significantly upgrade the pool area, more shade, better, our existing kids' pool. I don't know how many of you know this, but it's not filtered. So we have to clean it every single day to make sure it stays in decent shape. Better kids' water facilities, better kids' play facilities outdoors, better shade for all of our members. We're going to be able to make a significant difference with that. Same thing with the practice facilities and the golf course. We're going to be able to make a significant, measurable, noticeable difference with that one.
Okay, my name is Jeff Guy, and I'm a new member in the last 3 or 4 months. I'm also one of the senior leaders at Digital Globe. Grover Ray and I are 2 members out of 1,300 in the company. We're packing $60 million into the Avaya building, as you can see driving by. We're moving 700 people in there by June. We'll have 14 to 1,700 in there over the next couple of years. I need a club that is upgraded, where I can take customers to, where I can invite my colleagues to join. Right now, it's not in a position for me to do that. Secondly, our customers are Google, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, the top 60 governments in the world. I'm not sure if I can bring them here at this point. Upgrading the club would do a lot. In turn, we're also, we're closing facilities in St. Louis, moving them here, Plano, Texas, moving them here, out of the East Coast, out of DC, and moving them here. We're also closing Walnut Creek, California, moving all that to our headquarters right next door. A vibrant, well-managed, good-looking club would help us bring membership here, but right now there's only 2 out of 1,300 that are on board. Secondly, I joined as well for my family. I have 5 kids, and we have a swimming pool in our neighborhood, but I wanted to be part of a swim club, and a tennis club, and also a golf club. So all those are very attractive. So just wanted to bring that context to the table as a new member.
So, first off, I'm like most people in this room. I have really good friends on both sides of this issue. And they're still my good friends, even though we don't necessarily agree. So we'll at times just have to agree to disagree. The one thing I wanted to point out, and last year or 2 years ago, Sean asked me, he said, what do you think about being on the board? And I said, are you serious? I enjoy coming out here. I wouldn't join the board for nothing. So regardless, we need to give those guys a round of applause. So we traded some emails today, and somebody asked me to read one of the email exchanges that we had today, and one of the comments that I made in the email. So I'm just going to make a quick comment here, and I apologize, I'm going to read because I've had a couple glasses of wine, so I'm just going to read. Glasses. And I'm joining that group as well. Thank you. Another thing that we need to consider is our responsibility to the future. People always talk about leaving something in better shape than when you got it. If we do nothing, our legacy will, as a group, will be that we let this club slide into some version of a public golf course. But if we make an improvement to improve our facility, our legacy will be that we did leave the club in better shape than it was. And personally, I prefer that my legacy of association with this club be of the positive, improving nature. I do care about this club's success after my time here. I know that it's easier for me to say that because I'm a more junior member. But the belief to leave a lasting positive impact on this club is genuine, regardless if I'm 49 or I'm 89. Thank you.
So I've got, oops, broke the microphone already. I've got a comment, a recommendation, and there's a question.
You blew out the speaker, Ron.
It's all right. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
So my comment is this. It's even better. My comment is that the executive assessment, the report, is our current reality. We're in critical care right now as a club. At least we're making a private country club. if you look at the trends, they're not going to change by themselves. That's my comment. My other comment, I guess, is that the report and the recommendations, I have to agree with. The component that's missing is the sales and awareness piece. Less than half the page was dedicated to a new director of membership. My belief is that's almost as important as what we do to the physical plant. In my own case, I had to search for this place. I stumbled upon it by accident. So my recommendation is that we get the best membership director we can find and compensate them in such a way that it tells them they're the best membership director we can find. I'm a big believer in leverage compensation. I think there's a product to sell here. Bless you. And if you leverage it properly, and I don't care if this person makes a couple $100,000 a year. It's a real simple program to design. And I worked with a vice president of sales. He had a plaque on his desk, close or die. That's the kind of sales director we need here. And so my recommendation is that in conjunction with moving ahead and bringing the physical plant to where it needs to be, we get a complementary membership director that's like Attila the Hun out there, can make a lot of money, but will bring the membership we need to get us over the hump. And I'm not talking about stealing somebody from a club that's been at full membership for the last 3 years. I'm talking about searching for somebody who's an animal when it comes to getting new members. And I said there'd be a question in there. My question is this: where am I going wrong in this thinking?
And Ron, the answer to your question is you're absolutely right. And so, just to give everybody an update, everybody that's an integral part of this, we absolutely agree with you. In fact, we have already written up a membership description, and we've already put it out in the market to try to get candidates, okay? So what I will tell all of you in the audience, that will be a key part, okay? If you look at the THK report, and Dan mentioned, he's got some very specific guidelines that actually go on for pages in the back that talk about it. We have to have that person. We need that person. So what I will tell each and every one of you, if you know that person, if you know somebody out there who would fit that role that Ron just described, call Sean, please. Sean will give you a copy of the job description and the kind of advertisement essentially that we already put out there. We're already trying to interview these people, okay? We understand. We agree, Ron. You're absolutely right. You're dead on. There has to be an outreach portion that matches the product we have. And it's not just that, okay? We need to have a product that is a market offering, that aligns with the market expectations. We need to go out and make sure people know about it. And when they get here, we need to make sure their experience is world class. And so we need to step up our game here too. We understand that. And like I said, one of the most important things that came out of this process was the feedback. And we were challenged on every assumption, and we should have been. And we appreciate that. And I think as a result of that, things like what you mentioned, they're now in the plan. And we've tried to make it as holistic as possible so that when this goes, because we want that, we got one chance. It has to work. And we need to think of everything, and we need to do that. So if anybody of you know that person, please contact Sean and let's get them here for an interview.
Another thing along the best sales force that we can have at the Ranch Country Club are you, the members. If we can get each one of you to sell 1 or 2 memberships and bring a friend in, we're going to meet the membership cap that we've established for the club, which is the 450. Now, we've also suggested as a key part of the membership drive is if you are successful in attracting a member to the club, we have recommended that 25% of their initiation fee be given back to you. Now, at a $10,000 membership, That's $2,500 that will be returned to you as the member. If it's a $17,500 membership, it's almost the $4,000 that we've suggested as the fee that needs to be brought in for existing members.